Remember the purpose of music. Don't ponder the perfection of your pitch, but sing for the girl who cannot sing, whose drummer is an American drone, whose top note is the shrillness of her own scream, and whose cover art is her mother's blood splattered across her face. Sing for her. Remember the purpose of your painting. Forget the voice that tells you that one stroke is not perfect, but instead remember that river you are painting represents the rivers of blood spilled by the first people of this country, where the earth found its red from their veins. Paint for them. Our art is here to serve as a reminder to let our melodies live in the smiles of our eyes, to let our words live in the handshakes we make with Trump-like opinions, because let me tell you something. Action is the art that will work. My name's Nardine. I'm a singer, songwriter, poet, rapper, writer. I was the only one born in Australia in my family, so I'm Egyptian by blood, but I consider myself pretty damn Aussie. What I write about generally is being a woman, what it's like to have those expectations placed on you. But lately I've been really interested in the other side. So I think what I'm trying to write about mostly now is unconditional love. If I'm writing about say Trump and evil banking corporations and all those people with the same hate that racists are spouting about Muslims, then I'm just a hypocrite. So I think what I'm really interested in these days is writing about kind of unifying it all and taking away all separation. How we can shift that narrative of us against them and just us. I remember the first poem I ever wrote that felt really real. It was a poem called Kinky. It's about my curly hair. And that was about being a woman and what it's like to be a woman and the expectations that we have, and growing up in a Middle Eastern family with really strict expectations. It was essentially that feeling of the whole representation, it's representing the whole idea of the things that we change in ourselves to try and fit in. And kinky is the whole idea as well. It's like curls versus straight. It's we try and iron out our kinks, the things about us that aren't perfectly smooth and silky and in line. But no man, those things are what make you beautiful. And so I think changing what you see inside yourself, changing what you are, is what will change what's outside. So I'm really interested in the idea of all of us healing ourselves through art, through connections with one another, through learning, through asking questions, in order to then create what we want on the outside. I did one of my poems at this women's circle that we had called Kinky, about the curly hair. And I had people crying, and I was just that feeling, man. And then from there, one lady, Kerry, who was at the women's circle, was I want you to come do that poem at one of my nights. And I did it, and it was just this small room. It would have been maybe 15 or 20 people in the room. And I did the poem, and I just remember this moment where I felt the energy of the room just go such a tangible feeling. And I just from that moment I was this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. No matter what it takes, this is what I will do.